Yes. So continue to help us share, like, and subscribe. We'll pull up another video because we want to know what Britain is saying with all this. We told you that this is confession time. That's why we'll tell you the power is in your hands. You, the people. As you begin to do what you're supposed to do, say what you're supposed to say, act the way you're supposed to, there are other people will not have choice. Even your enemy will not have choice. They will begin to adjust. They will begin to say what you want them to say and do what you want them to do. The only reason that you are in your situation is because you have not risen to do what you're supposed to do, say what you're supposed to say, and insist on what you're supposed to insist on. So let's listen to Umundi Colonial Masters. Let's see what they have to say.
Hi, Iz.
Hi, thanks for that introduction. You're so right about the interconnectedness of everything. I mean, we spend so much time on talk, focusing on the issues that are number one of importance to the UK. And, I personally spend a huge amount of time, frankly, ranting about illegal immigration and, the mass movement of people and the loss of control of our borders. And often people who disagree with where I stand on immigration will point to what's going on in the rest of the world as a driving force for the displacement of people.
Yeah.
And it's increasingly obvious that Nigeria is on the brink of becoming, well, first of all, it's on the brink of economic meltdown. There is social meltdown. We can go into a long list of the problems that it's facing. That has real potential repercussions for us here in the UK. First of all, we should care about Nigeria because of our historic links to the country. It's a Commonwealth country. There are very, very large numbers of Nigerians now living in the UK, nearly 300,000, so big diaspora. And what is happening there today, the utter mess that country is in, has big implications, because I think we're likely to see an increasing number of Nigerians making their way as genuine refugees, not as economic opportunists, real refugees, to the UK, where they know that there are, they've got shared language, they will be welcomed. And of course, that has implications for our own ability to absorb yet more people.
Yeah, I mean, what I think is worth pointing out as well, that when you look at Africa and when you look at the economic powerhouses, Nigeria is one of them. It dominates the economies of West Africa. It is a huge oil producing nation as well. And like you said about our diaspora, when you look at the leadership contest in the Conservative Party taking place right now, there's a very good chance that actually the next leader of the Conservative Party will be a Nigerian by birth. And this is a very important country. I've worked in Nigeria myself. I love Nigeria, actually. It has its problems for sure. And actually, those of us old enough to remember the Biafran War will know that when things go very wrong in Nigeria, they can go extremely wrong indeed. Nigeria, like most other African countries, has oftentimes been blighted by inter-ethnic wars.
Shut up, lady. Shut up. Shut up. This whole thing was orchestrated by your forefathers. Don't even spin this around. Don't spin it around. We are coming. You keep destroying our stuff, stealing our resources, pretending like you don't know what is going on, making it sound like we want to be economic refugees because that's what we love to do. That's in our DNA to go everywhere. When you guys are stifling us, taking our resources, making sure that we do not enjoy anything that our God left for us in that land. So now, people withdraw no to talk. Let's keep listening. It's getting quite interesting.
And people who want to seek separatism and so on and so forth. But the situation had calmed down. There'd always been an agreement in Nigeria that leadership was shared between a southerner with a deputy from the north, and then that reversed. And that is the way that Nigeria has managed to keep a hold on its functionality for a long time. But that model over the course of the last sort of decade or so has rather been eroded. But tell us what's going on today over there, Isabel.
Well, what's going on is it's only fairly recently that Nigeria had presidential elections. So the incumbent, Bola Tinubu, has only been in position since 2023. And unfortunately, having come to office on a platform of, usual story, yes, I'm going to absolutely root out corruption. I'm going to improve the economy. I'm going to make everyday life easier for Nigerians, has presided over making things quite demonstrably worse. It's been an absolute disaster with rocketing inflation. I mean, we think we've had a nightmare with inflation in our country. Currently, inflation in Nigeria is running at about 32.5%. Food inflation even higher, right up 37, 38%. That has actually left a lot of Nigerians quite literally starving. When did you last hear about famine in Nigeria? Well, it's a real thing. Then there's a whole mess over Nigeria's fuel subsidy. You talked earlier about Nigeria being very rich in resources, and here's the irony. It has all this oil and gas, and unfortunately still doesn't seem to be able to provide it at an affordable rate for its own citizens. And the president removed the fuel subsidy.
Excuse me, I can't listen to this BS anymore.
No, my dear, continue. No, please continue to listen. It's not for you. It's for the people.
This is
please. The people have to hear it direct with their ears. Please, if it's possible, let's finish up. It's almost done, I think. It's just 5 minutes. Or has it ended? Hello, are you there? Hello? I can't hear you anymore. I hope you have not muted yourself. In anger. Please continue to. I can't find Sister Mona. Continue to. I hope she didn't knock herself out in anger. No.
What a minute. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It's like you shut off yourself in anger.
No, the video. I thought the video is playing still. Okay.
No, it's not.
A little bit.
Safety net in, and the fuel subsidy is extremely controversial, and there are many arguments for and against having it, but what you don't do is rip it away and then leave people without anything to turn to. So now you've got people that are unable to afford to heat and light their homes. And among all of this, as a backdrop, you've got rampant corruption. I mean, if you ask people in this country, what do you associate Nigeria with? Unfortunately, the answer you're likely to get is still going to be corruption. Well, that has just gone on steroids under this current administration. And also the persecution of journalists. And that is very, very sinister. That's ramped up under this administration. So poor Nigerian citizens, they thought they've got a new regime, that things will get better. And in fact, here they are, with a president who seems entrenched. And the question is there any possibility of getting rid of him? He's supposedly at the moment on a working vacation in London. That is sitting very.
Poor Nigerian citizen. You guys have done well for yourself. They have done well for themselves. Go ahead.
When we play some of these videos, is to bring evidence to you. You hear them with your ears. Now in the show, we're going to break down more what they have said and make more sense to you. So, because sometimes when we say certain things, we know how it is. Oh, it will be as if you're just saying it from your head. But when the people hear it by themselves, they will know.
You mean when they will hear it from a white person, it will start making sense?
Yes. When they hear it direct, that's what we play the videos. When they hear it, they will know that what we're saying, this is not lie and propaganda. It's coming from the people that cooked the food that you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
So you should you don't have any excuse anymore. If your enemy that cooked the poison that is killing you is not telling you how you put the poison inside food, you don't have any excuse not to do it.